This time on Woody's Garage, we play with your petcock.
Okay, here's that petcock that was wrong, that I bought. It looks like it's supposed to have, or it could have, another brass tube like this coming out of here. And there's like a ball bearing in there, and I wanted to drill it out. So I held it up to the grinder to flatten one side, thinking a flat side's easier to drill into than a round side. And no luck so far trying to drill into it, just skids off of it. And you can't really center punch it because you'll destroy the thing, although I did try to center punch it. And nothing. So I put a piece of duct tape over it to kind of hold the drill from skating, but it still skates. So I'm not quite sure what I can do to get that out of there. It kind of like spins in there. So if I flip it over, you know, I got another round side, if I can flip it over. It does look like it moves. So I'm trying to come up with a way to get that out. What should I do? I tried it with a bigger drill bit. That one. So it wouldn't skate as much as that one. And we still got nothing. Nothing to report here. You know, I also thought of pulling the tube out. Then maybe I can get something in behind it. You know? Yeah, I mean, it would have to be pretty thin. Come up and try to poke that ball out. But this doesn't want to come out easily. I mean, it's still a good petcock. You might be able to use it for something different. But I'd like to use it for the S90 since I'm not getting my money back. Okay, I'm trying to make like a crosshatch with a Dremel tool just by going this way and then this way. And I might have a dent enough to start the drill bit now. Of course, I'm working on my new workbench, which is a bunch of boxes. But we'll see if maybe we can get the drill started in that. I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but... Yeah, well, it's not a very old drill bit, but it's not doing anything. You know, with the larger bit, it's doing something. I think the ball bearings are hard as hell. It's not a soft metal. My drill bits are crap. All that up to it not working. So I took off the bowl, and you can kind of see if I had something strong enough and long enough, it may, I don't know if you can see in there, I can't really see in there, go into that channel, and I can force out the ball bearing. Alright, I found this piece of metal. I have no idea what it is, coat hanger or something, who knows. But I'm going to try to make this into a battering ram, try to get the appropriate angle and clamp this so that it won't destroy it, and see if we can lightly keep tapping till that pops out. So I'm just kind of holding it, trying to hold it in place and tapping it away with this hammer until some kind of disaster happens. Does not look like it's coming at all. Of course, the hammers get harder as you get more frustrated. Okay, gotta think of something else. Well, I got it. You missed the glory. I took a nail. It's a little stiffer than that other material. Bent it, a few key bends. I found out that these two came out, which I didn't know before. I thought that was part of the assembly. So it gave me a little more room to get through there. And a few taps, and that's what we got. Is it now destroyed? I mean, I don't think so. I'll have to see if I have another one of these fittings, or take it out of the old petcock and see if one fits. Looks about the same size, or doesn't it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that stuff in there is. But there is the ball bearing. You can see where I filed it on one side. Is that the same size as this? Yeah, I think so. It was an old petcock that I had that's kind of wasted. I was able to yank it out, one of these out, with the vice grips, this wiggle pull. Sometimes they come right the heck out, but other times they give you a little more of a battle. I pounded it in there. You can still see kind of a gap around it. Yeah, it's like epoxy it in or something, or... You know, my guess is... Yeah, you can blow air through it. Blech. Good taste. It should work, but you want to make sure it works, because you... You know, you got to pull a screw out of the middle here that holds it into the tank. The old one's probably going to be a real bitch to get out. And then you put this one in and it doesn't work, you're going to be really pissed off. Or I'll be really pissed off. Well, I decided to put JB Weld to the test, and I put a little bit along the outside of the brass tube and tapped it back in. And then put a little spit on my finger to smooth it out and push it in there, and we've got to let it dry for 24 hours. And something tells me, yes, that will work. Well, today I decided to take out my Honda 550K's battery. It looks like I bought it in 2012, what's left of the date I wrote on it. So it's 8 years old. I thought it was older than that. But it's a common model, 12N, 12A, 4A. It's like, you know, a non-serviceable battery, but like the Honda S90, you can tell that you can get in under here, and there's caps under there, and perhaps they've gone empty. The reason why, a couple of times now, actually for over a year now, it's been giving me a little bit of trouble. It goes dead all of a sudden. And yeah, it's time to replace it, but maybe there's just no water left in the cells. So we'll pry this thing off, and just like the S90, there should be, in this case it's a 12 volt, so there should be 6 caps underneath there. Yeah, I just find it so odd why they hide the caps, you know? It's just because they're there. I knocked those off when I pried the top off. The top's intact. Let's see if there's any water in these things. I hate, ooh, that one had a little vacuum. Ooh, so did that one. Whoa! What does that mean? I don't know. I gotta go look that up. But we'll see. I look down there with the light. Not really seeing any water reflection, like they're all dry. So they put this paper towel-y looking stuff in there to catch any overflow of the acid. That's really cheesy, isn't it? Why they don't have a drain overflow and just leave the caps exposed and show it what it really is. Anyway, you can see the water now. It's up there pretty good on all of them. I used about 1 1/4 of these, so that's what, about 8 ounces? No, it's 5.3 ounces, so about 8 ounces I guess I put in here, which is quite a bit. Am I ever going to trust this battery? Probably not. Okay, we took the seat off. I'm toying with the idea about putting a makeshift cover on it, but I don't know. I'm going to take the gas tank off so I can try out that new petcock, see if it works. This is the one, I know they had several styles. This one does have a screw through it. Some of them I know are just a tab and I think are just held down by the seat. The seat is only held down by these two. Bolts that come through. There's an apparatus here. I think it held a pump or something like that. Maybe just a tool or something. It's kind of interesting. I can't remember what it was that was there. No, I was wrong about the tank. The tank is I guess, the older style. It's just a tab. You can kind of see that. So I might be able to slide it out of there. That's all it is. Drain the tank. Put it on reserve. One thing I noticed is the last time I rode it, I took off the gas cap. And it was under pressure. So I'm wondering if this vent is blocked. You can see some red coat tank sealer. It's kind of on it. I wonder if someone got up in there. Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? It's kind of a shame to be swapping this thing out, this petcock, because when I first started using it again, it was leaky, and now it's not leaking at all, and it works just fine. But the whole thing is, I want to get this metal part was right up against the air filter, and it also pushed the gas line right up against the air filter, and like that's not right. And the ones that I've seen on the S90s don't look like this. They actually do have the downspout in front. But I do think this is a Honda petcock and all. I don't know. There's still gas in it. God, it's such a pain in the ass to get gas out of a gas tank. Motorcycle gas. You think they put one really good drain on it. Anyway, this is a crossover tube. We took that off. You could still get gas out of that. But I want to see with it tipped up like it is, if I can get, I loosened that up with the vice grips, but I can't get it with my fingers. That's where the screw is hiding that holds it onto the tank. Just a sec. And there is a screw, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. I did one of these, it was just totally rotted out. I had to drill it out and put in a different size screw and hope that it held, and it actually did. But we'll see if we can get this one out. Came out pretty easy. Very, very surprising. Is that the stock one? I don't know, it works. So this is what you got. You got a place for your tubes to stick up. That one is reserve, really that high. It's kind of weird. But that's regular and the rest is reserve. How could it be so tall? I don't know, maybe this isn't the right petcock. Okay, now we got to compare this to the other one. Alright, a little dark in here, but you can kind of see the difference here. You can see that the crossover tube is in front, and there's a crossover tube here. But the main one is in the front, where on this one, it's back here. Now what we got to find out is if that crude looking, that can't be the original. The threads are just too coarse. But if it works, right? We got to see if it fits through that hole right there in the center. And they look the same from the top, but that hole is smaller on the new one. And you know, this is probably the one I did have to drill out. to make work and use this. So I guess I got to use this. So we got to drill this out a little bit. Just a little. Yeah, we're going to drill it out just delicately. Sort of delicately. Rid of most of the shards. I think I'm still gonna. Still looks a little rough there, doesn't it? But the most important thing is the screw fits. All right, this is a little big to fit in this one. It's hitting against this thing on the left there, little chamber. So I got to knock some of the diameter of this down on the grinder. We'll get an idea of how big it was, so I can see how much I'm taking off. That's sitting flat. Let's see if I can clean up this a little bit before I put it on. Well, I was thinking like a sieve. The way I drilled it out, the screw going in actually has threads into this, and I think it should not have any threads because it threads into the tank, you know what I mean? So it's not letting it get tight enough. So I'm going to have to ream that out, I think, a little bit. Okay, this should do it. As you see, kind of, it's tight, but there's no threads. Before it had to thread in there, so now it should tighten up, no problem. Well, it's not leaking, but I don't think it's going to work. I'll show you why. Well, I put it in the on position, nothing comes out. Yeah, there's not much gas in the tank. But you can see it comes out. Actually, I'm kind of surprised it comes out. It comes out of this one and not this one. And when I put it on reserve, it flows just fine out of this one, but not this one. I'm wondering if I blocked off that tube when I put the JB weld in there. I think it was clear though. I really do. Son of a bitch. Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't even know why I thought it would work. I mean, connecting this tube to this would just be like constant gas coming out of here. You know. Shit. So that petcock wasn't even right to begin with, even with my modification. Yeah, we got the old one back on. It'll work. I thought of one thing. I mean, I could push this tank forward because I did when I took it off. It'll go a little bit further forward. So that might help this clear the air filter after all this. Yeah, tank's back on. Not leaking gas. Pretty much like how everything was after I'm face full of gas running down your arms, splashing all over your legs, and nothing to show for it. Here's my quickie reupholstering job. No, I'm just kidding. This was another seat that I have. Doesn't quite fit. It must be off like a CB100 or something like that. But it sits on there until I fix the other one. Okay, we got the air filter on, finally. Looks good. Let's look at it from the other side. Got the cover off here. I think that'll work okay. That's not too tight. I mean, it's all a big fuss over nothing. So, I took this cover off. I don't really know why. But someone clued me in that that hole, this is about where it would mount, is there so that you can access the idle screw. Which is kind of nice. And maybe, no, the idle screw is there. So that the air adjustment screw. Pretty nice, huh? If you can see it. And another thing that's kind of been bugging me. This bike is too black. Fenders are supposed to be silver like the front one is. I think I'm going to take that back fender off and give it a spray. And give this a spray too. Why not? Got a bolt here, over there, up here, over there, and we got to remove the wires, and we got to slide them out of here from here. Hopefully it won't destroy this when we pull it apart. So I was sanding it, and I got to the point that I want to try the acetone on it again, and it seemed to kind of work. I'm out of acetone now, so I'm just using gas and a brush, and it's a pain in the ass, and I have a headache from doing it, but we will carry on. Well, there it is. It was a lot of work, and it looks like crap. Yeah, it looks like the front one, you know. It's amazing though, I got it down to original paint using acetone, and then some gasoline, and you see all the nicks and stuff. I mean, the front one's in much worse shape, but you know, I really wanted this color, because you can't really buy it. There's a, I think duplicate color, cloud gray or cloud silver. Supposedly is close, but I got to think about the tail light next. That's actually half black, half silver. So this is the air cleaner's side cover, and as I was sanding it, I quickly realized it's always going to be pitted no matter what I do. So I'm going to just take some Rust-Oleum rust reformer and hit it with that and see what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad. That piece was black, now it's silverish. I guess it's aluminum or something. Clean enough. And give that a quick paint. A little mix of satin and gloss. Oh yeah, it looks a lot better. It's the aluminum part. The rest is black. Haven't hitched up the wires yet. I want to fiddle with them and see what's going on. It's funny. It seems like when I do the brake switch, it almost works like a kill switch. You know, like it's completing a circuit to ground. I don't know what's up there. Oh, another thing. This is I said it was a 17-inch tire. It is. I noticed that my old beater CL has an 18 on it, and I was thinking maybe swapping them out, because I've heard the CL90s actually some years had a 17 in the back and the 18 in the front. Don't know if that's positively true, but that's what I thought I remembered. Don't know if there's any difference in the wheels either, except for the size, you know, the hub I mean.